So how do you become a surplus funds recovery agent? Well, stay on till the end of this video because at the end, I'm going to show you how to get fully trained in this business. And during this video, I'm going to lay out the steps that you need to get started, how to get your list, and how to know if you're the right person for this business. Those are some pretty fancy words that you were searching, and that means Overages Recovery. And I'm attorney Bob Diamond. I've been doing this business for over 10 years. I'm so happy to share this with you because I think this is the best business in the world, and I'm glad you're looking into it because not only can you make a lot of money for yourself and your family, which of course you want that in business, but also you get to help people that are completely flat on their back financially. And the statistics are that 7 out of 10 times the people don't get their money unless a surplus funds recovery agent like yourself helps them because they don't know the money is there. They don't know how to apply for it. And honestly, they're too sad, down in the dirt and depressed to do anything to help themselves. So they need you and you can help them. So what is this business? So this business is where we get lists of money that is claimable by the former owners because it's left over from the tax sale. And how does that work? What happens is when someone doesn't pay their real estate taxes, then the government will sell that property at a tax sale. And when they sell the property at tax sale, it's almost always going to sell for more than the amount of taxes that are due. And if you think about it, it makes complete sense. Real estate taxes are typically 1.5% to 2% of the property value per year. So if you had a $200,000 property, you're talking about a tax bill that's somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 per year in taxes. So if someone doesn't pay their taxes, even for say 3 years, what are they going to know? $10,000 or $15,000 worth of taxes, not a lot on a $200,000 house. So obviously that house is going to sell for a lot more than that tax bill. And the extra money, the difference between what they owed in taxes versus what it sold for, those are called excess funds or overages or overbids, all synonymous. And what it means is extra money that's left over that the former owner is eligible to claim. Sort of like an income tax refund. When you overpay your income taxes, then they'll give you the refund. And the governments are not difficult about this. They're happy to pay back the money. You know, the ladies and gentlemen that work at those tax collectors' offices are not looking to get bonused because they didn't pay your money back. So they're happy to give the money back, but they're bureaucrats. So they want to make sure you fill in their forms properly and fully. And mostly these former owners are in no position to do that. You, as a person who knows this business, can do that and can do it really well. We've been doing it for over 10 years. It's a very straightforward process. Not always simple, but I would say always straightforward. And as long as you know what you're doing, you can get through it very quickly and not with any great amount of difficulty. And you can help people, which is the reason to do this business. You're helping people who are flat on their back, they need the money, and you're getting them tons of money. Our average claim is a little over $100,000. And our client is typically getting $60,000 to $70,000 when they work with us. And can you imagine someone who goes from losing everything? They lose their house, they're out on the street sometimes, living in their car, living in their basement of a relative, living in like those weekly stay motels, and then you come and bring them $60,000 or $70,000 all at one time. That's their money. I remember one time I was giving a client, not even a big check, it was a $32,000 check, which was not a particularly large check in this business, but to her, she was in a homeless shelter. I actually went to pick her up in the homeless shelter to take her out, take her over to the bank, and give her her money and help her get restarted. And she just happened to live very close to me, so I did that. And I have to tell you, it was really just watching her reaction when I gave her that check. Her first reaction was, "What, can I cash this?" And I was like, I was like, oh, yes, of course you can. Like, I wouldn't be giving you a bad check, but I just realized it was just surreal to her because there she was living in a homeless shelter with no hope, no way to get back on her feet. As she pointed out to me, she's like, "See these shoes?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "They don't fit me very well." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And she said, I lost everything when I lost my house. I lost everything, including my clothes. And she said, "They gave me these shoes and they're the wrong size." She said, "The first thing I'm doing is buying some shoes." I was like, "That's great. You have $32,000. Here you go." And it's just absolutely surreal. And you can be in a business where you're changing people's lives dramatically and you're giving them the government's money. How much more fun is that? Instead of them collecting taxes, you get to take that money back and give it to the people who deserve it. It's like being Robin Hood. So anyway, the way you start this business is get your list. So start by doing Google search, such and such county, such and such state, excess funds list. So for example, you could do DeKalb County, Georgia, excess funds list. Hamilton County, Ohio, excess funds list. Broward County, Florida, excess funds list. So you get your list. That's going to give you a list of people that money's being held for. It's going to give you the name of the person and the amount of money that's being held, and that gives you your list. Then look up their contact information. That's pretty easy to do online these days. You get their contact information and you reach out to them. You might be sending them a letter. You might be picking up the phone and calling them. You might be sending them a message on Facebook. The ways that we can get information these days, very easy. I train people on that. It's really simple and really comprehensive. So you reach out and you invite them to work with you. Hey, if you'd like to work with me, I found $100,000 that has your name on it. We work for a percentage. If we're successful, we get paid. If we're not successful, it doesn't cost you a penny. I don't need a deposit. I don't need any money in advance. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't cost you anything. So would you like to give it a try? And for most people, that makes total sense. And it's no risk. So we get people to work with us and hire us to do that service. And then we go and apply for the money. Usually we get the money. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes you run into problems where you won't get it. You might have the wrong person. Sometimes we get junior instead of senior. That's our most common problem, where it's like, oh, we got the son instead of the father. We got to go get the father to sign up. So that can happen. You may have a competing claimant. You can have the IRS that pops up or someone else. So that does happen. But usually it works out. And when it works out, you're going to help them with hopefully tens of thousands of dollars that they otherwise would never get, that they desperately need. And you'll have a robust and healthy business because you get thousands of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars just for doing your work and helping them. It's kind of like being a contingent fee attorney without having to go to law school, without having long lawsuits or anything like that, but you get paid crazy money because you bring so much help to people. And I want to stress it, that this is the right business for you if you truly want to help people and make great money. If you're not someone that wants to help people, honestly, just go pick a different business. I don't even want to train you how to do the business if you really don't have any heart for helping people, because that's not the kind of person that I work with or that I think is suitable for this business. But if it appeals to you and you're comfortable with making great money yourself and helping people, then I'd love to teach you this business. And the way you can do that, if you click down below, I have a link for my intro to the Overages business video. There, in 15 minutes, I pull back the curtain on this business, show you the ins and outs, and show you how you can get started in this business at very low cost, without a lot of time. You can even start in part-time and do amazing good for people and make amazing money for yourself and your family. So click on the link down below, and I'll see you over at the intro to the Overages business video.